SBI is looking into whether a former police chief was stealing city money.
Yeah, just days after the chief resigned, city leaders say they found questionable financial activity and they called in investigators. Our Ken Lemon broke this story today. He's live at Ranlo Town Hall with what we know about it. Ken?
Yeah, and if their concerns are warranted, then we're talking about a betrayal of public trust on a highest level here in Ranlo. City officials say that this does not involve the police department on this side of the building. They say the police department not part of investigation. They say the questions arose across the hall over at City Hall, where Tim Anderson also worked as the interim town coordinator.
I don't know what to think.
At one point, Tim Anderson was one of the most trusted men in Ranlo, a homegrown policeman who worked for the department for 23 years. He was chief of the town's law enforcement department while also serving as interim town coordinator in charge of all city departments, a position he held for the last 4 years without extra pay.
He really has done a lot for the town.
But last year, the city board of commissioners had serious questions that led them to replace Anderson
Behind the scenes.
at the police department and City Hall without firing him. They never publicly announced those issues, saying it was a personnel matter. Anderson took a leave for family time and had closed-door meetings with commissioners that led to his formal resignation 2 weeks ago. Days later, officials said an internal check turned up problems and questions about whether too much taxpayer money was going to Anderson.
I don't believe that our citizens deserve to be in the dark financially.
The mayor pro tem said she didn't know how much money was in question or when the issues began, but it was enough to ask if the city's former top cop was committing a crime, stealing from the people who paid his salary.
We want to get to the bottom of it, and we want to make sure that our dollars, as well as everyone else's in Ranlo's, are well guarded.
They went to the district attorney, who reviewed the case and asked the SBI to investigate. State agents got the case yesterday. And the mayor pro tem said she could not say a lot about this money, except for it doesn't appear that this is money from Grant or from some outside source. She said she didn't want to reveal a lot because she didn't want to harm the investigation in this case. Meanwhile, I reached out to Tim Anderson today. He has not returned my calls.
Ken Lemon live tonight. All right, thank you, Ken.